Okay, you want discretion. We need to have some honesty, okay? Because this is getting out of control really fast, Russell. Okay, really, really fast. All right, I came in here a few hours ago, and I called you the way I called you today because I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But you and I both know you were at Jessica Lloyd's house, and I need to know why. Your opportunity to take some control here and to have some explanation that anybody is going to believe is quickly expiring.
O único objetivo do detetive é descobrir quem está cometendo uma série de crimes repugnantes em Ontário, no Canadá. Russell está encurralado. Russell Williams, um piloto militar de muito prestígio, foi considerado um militar excepcional ao longo de sua carreira de 23 anos nas Forças Armadas do Canadá. Williams foi descrito como um piloto de elite. Foi promovido a coronel por recomendação e condecorado. Ele havia pilotado para a Rainha Elizabeth II, Duque de Edimburgo, governador-geral do Canadá e o primeiro-ministro do Canadá em aeronaves VIP das Forças Aéreas Canadenses. Marie France Como foi encontrada morta dentro de sua casa no final de novembro de 2009. Jessica Lloyd desapareceu em 28 de janeiro de 2010. Os investigadores identificaram marcas de pneus deixadas na neve aproximadamente 100 metros ao norte da casa de Jessica Lloyd. A Polícia Provincial de Ontário realizou uma extensa busca de todos os motoristas que usavam a estrada perto de sua casa. Williams estava dirigindo seu Nissan e um policial notou a semelhança de seus pneus. Em 2010, Williams foi chamado pelo Serviço de Polícia de Ottawa e solicitado a dar um depoimento. Tudo tinha que ser feito discretamente por conta da importância da imagem de Russell para as Forças Armadas do Canadá. Como sabemos, no Exército as posições são bem definidas. Se um superior dá uma ordem, a obediência é obrigatória. Para Russell, ser questionado não era algo comum. No entanto, sendo coronel, sabia que a não cooperação em uma investigação de homicídio seria motivo de suspeita. O detetive encarregado de interrogá-lo tinha conhecimento de todas as qualificações de Russell. Seu plano era pressioná-lo aos poucos, chegando a um ponto em que as evidências tão incriminadoras não deixassem outra opção senão a confissão.
You ever been interviewed by the police in a room like this before? Or?
I have never been interviewed like this.
Oh no? Okay.
No. I guess the closest interview by NIS for top secret clearance.
Oh yeah? All right. Well, again, Russell, I appreciate you coming in. An investigation like this, obviously our approach to cases like this is that we don't give up on somebody being alive until we get evidence that they're not. So because of that, we're treating Jessica's case as an emergent situation, obviously.
Yeah.
I have a simple rule when I talk to people. It's I'm sure you're the same way. I treat everybody with respect. I don't want to ask you to do the same for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by going through what your rights are, okay? Just like everybody else, okay? Is there any reason you want to call a lawyer now?
Nope.
Okay.
O detetive formula a pergunta de maneira perspicaz. Ao invés de perguntar se ele quer falar com um advogado, como é feito normalmente, ele pergunta se há algum motivo para querer um advogado. A palavra motivo traz a ideia de um motivo criminoso.
I'm a big coffee guy. I don't know if you're a coffee guy.
Para muitas pessoas, o café causa ansiedade. O detetive acha que Russell ficará mais suscetível à pressão se estiver sob o efeito da cafeína.
I didn't want to drink in front of you, so.
No, I appreciate that.
All right, go ahead.
I could definitely. Are they black?
Yeah, they're just black with sugar.
Definitely. I just started my probably have it a little bit.
Started your what, sorry?
Gum. Just
Oh,
piece
okay.
of gum.
Well, there's napkins there if you want to toss it or whatever. Jessica Lloyd is one of 4 cases that we're currently investigating. 2 of those occurrences occurred in September of 2009.
Yeah.
They were up in the Tweed area.
Yeah.
They involved somebody entering 2 different women's houses in the evening hours and committing sexual acts.
Yeah.
Okay. In November of 2009, a young lady by the name of Marie France Como
My people.
yeah, was found murdered in her home in Brighton.
Yeah.
And then most recently we have Jessica Lloyd's disappearance.
Mhm.
Okay, there's a connection between you and all 4 of those cases. Would you agree? Geographically,
And then I guess
or
I drive past. Yes, I would have to
Yes.
say there is a connection. Yeah.
And how did you know Marie France Como?
I'd only met her once. She was on a crew I was on just after I got to the base.
Okay. Do you get much chance to watch television shows, CSI, things like that?
I do watch, I prefer Law and Order, but I do watch CSI occasionally, yes.
Okay. So you have an idea of, obviously, the forensic capabilities, things like that are out there. What would you be willing to give me today to help me move past you in this investigation?
What do you need?
Well, would you be willing to supply things like fingerprints, blood samples,
Sure.
things like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Footwear impressions?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can I assume you're going to be discreet?
It's possible. Yeah.
Because, this would have a very significant impact on the base if they thought you thought I did this.
Well, bottom line, Russell, that's one of the reasons we're here on a Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
The military certainly be of great assistance to us, especially in relation to Miss Como's investigation. So,
Because it's tough to undo the rumor mill once it gets started.
is there any contact that you may have had with any of those four women that you may not want your wife to be aware of? Anything like that that we should know about to try and explain why, if your DNA is found, it would help us understand why it may be there.
Absolutely not.
O detetive quer que Russell confesse algo de menor gravidade, estabelecendo assim que houve contato entre ele e as vítimas, e a partir daí pressioná-lo até conseguir a confissão real. As pessoas que admitem uma culpa menor acham que estão enganando os detetives, porém depois se dão conta que tudo foi uma armadilha.
Are you familiar with how DNA works?
I think broadly, yes, I would
Okay.
guess so.
I can think back 15 years ago when I started in violent crime investigation.
Yeah.
For us to get a DNA match, the sample we had to find was, probably would have filled half of one of these cups.
That was it.
Because they destroy so much of the sample in the testing.
Okay.
Essentially, DNA has become more and more precise to the point where, when you and I walked in this room earlier today, we could have sat down, talked for 30 seconds, walked out. CSI officer could have come in 3-4 days from now,
Yeah.
did some swabs here, and he would have found your DNA and my DNA. A little bit gross to think about, but essentially, as we talk, a little bit aspirate comes out of our mouth
Yeah, no, I understand.
that contains our DNA, and that's what I'm getting at. If you were ever in Laurie's residence, quite possibly, quite innocently, your DNA could be in that residence. Has there ever been a time you've been in there?
No.
Okay. What kind of tires do you have on your Pathfinder?
The make is Toyo.
Yeah.
I don't know the model.
Okay. Ever heard of, does Toyo Open Country HTS
That sounds
make any
right.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay. On the 23rd, your swipe card was being used at the base. Okay.
Okay.
On Tuesday, 24th, there was no use of your swipe card.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
It does. That says that I was in Ottawa on the Tuesday.
Okay. Do you remember where in Ottawa you were?
Yeah, I was in Gatineau with, as I said, meeting about the C-17.
Okay. Have you driven into a field with your vehicle at all for any reason you can think of?
No.
Okay. Would it surprise you to know that when the CSI officers were looking around her property, that they identified a set of tire tracks to the north of her property? Looks as if the vehicle left the road and drove along the north tree line of Jessica Lloyd's property. He examined those tire tracks. Tire tracks are a major source of evidence for us.
Sure.
Shortly after this investigation started, they identified those tires as the same tires on your Pathfinder.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What they also do to try and identify the type of the vehicle is they look at what they call the wheelbase width. Your Pathfinder's wheelbase width is very, very close to the width of the tires that were left in that field. Okay. Do you have any recollection at all of being off that road?
I was not off the road, no.
Okay. looking through houses for things that are in handwriting, written notes, diaries, things like that. Now, I'm not at liberty to tell you what the content was, but is there any reason at all you can think of why Marie-France Como would have specifically referenced you in some of her writings?
Not at all.
No?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No, we spent, one flight together talking. I'd go back occasionally and talk. No, if that's the case, that's very surprising.
Okay. Trying to be as discreet as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the problem is, Russell, is every time I walk out of this room, there's another issue that comes up, okay? And it's not issues that point away from you, it's issues that point at you, okay? And I want you to see what I mean, all right? This is the footwear impression of the person who approached the rear of Jessica Lloyd's house. Essentially, with footwear impressions, you're pretty much in the area of fingerprints, okay? This is a photocopy of the boot that you took off your foot just a little while ago, okay? Now, I'm not an expert in footwear impressions, so I rely on the experts. Footwear impressions are very much like fingerprint comparisons, okay? You take a look at this print, and again, this is one print. There's several different prints to compare. These are identical. Okay. Your vehicle drove up the side of Jessica Lloyd's house. Your boots walked to the back of Jessica Lloyd's house on the evening of the 28th and 29th of January.
Pilotos são pessoas muito lógicas. As evidências dadas pelo detetive até aqui fazem bastante sentido. Seria contra a natureza de Russell refutar isso.
Okay. You want discretion. We need to have some honesty, okay? Because this is getting out of control really fast, Russell. Okay, really, really fast. Right? I came in here a few hours ago and I called you the way I called you today because I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt. But you and I both know you were at Jessica Lloyd's house and I need to know why. At your residence in Ottawa. Okay? So your wife now knows what's going on. Okay? You and I both know they're going to find evidence that links you to these situations. Okay? You and I both know that the unknown offender, male DNA, on Marie-France Como's body is going to be matched to you, quite possibly before the evening's over. Okay? This is a major investigation. The Center of Forensic Sciences is on call 24 hours a day helping us with this. Your opportunity to take some control here and to have some explanation that anybody is going to believe is quickly expiring.
Pilotos sempre devem estar no controle da situação, pois no avião qualquer erro é fatal. O detetive sabe disso e estrategicamente dá a oportunidade a Russell de recuperar o controle. A única maneira de recuperar o controle, depois de todas as claras evidências, é a confissão.
The investigators now applying for a warrant to search your office. Right. These aren't decisions that we can say yes or no to. This is the practical steps in an investigation like this. And Russell, listen to me for a second, okay? When that evidence comes in, when that DNA match, your credibility is gone, okay? Because this is how credibility works, all right? And I know you're an intelligent person and you probably don't need to hear this explanation, but I also know your mind's racing right now, okay? Because I've sat across a lot of people in your position over the years, okay? As soon as the expert in footwear impressions The expert in tire impressions calls and says, yes, I've examined those and they're a match.
Mhm.
It's all over. Because as soon as that happens, where's your credibility? Again, don't take this wrong, okay? But you can see if you step outside this room in your mind and imagine how people are going to view you, okay? If the truth comes out after the clear evidence is presented to you, when you finally go, okay, I'm screwed now,
Mhm.
what are we going to do? Russell, you know there's only one option. What other option is there?
What's the option?
Well, I don't think you want the cold-blooded psychopath option. I might be wrong. Don't get me wrong, I've met guys who actually kind of enjoyed the notoriety. Got off on having that label. I don't see that in you. If I saw that in you, I wouldn't be back in here talking to you, quite frankly. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you got me fooled. I don't know. Is Jessica somewhere we can find her easily? Like, is this something where I can make a call and tell somebody to go to a location and they're going to find her, or is this something where we have to go and take a walk? Maybe this would help. Can you tell me what the issue is you're struggling with?
It's hard to believe this is happening.
Why is that?
It's just hard to believe. So you talk about perception. My only two immediate concerns from a perception perspective are what my wife must be going through right now
Yeah.
and the impact this is going to have on the Canadian Forces.
Russ, is there anything you want from me? Is there anything you want me to explain? Is there something missing that you're struggling with that I can shed some light on for you?
I'm struggling with how upset my wife is right now. I'm concerned that they're tearing apart my wife's brand new house.
So am I. But if nobody tells them what's there and what's not, they don't have any choice. Computers will be brought to Microsoft in California. You can't erase things from computers. It doesn't happen. This investigation will end up costing no less than $10 million. Easy. And they will say no to nothing. Any request this major case manager makes on this case, they've already been told it's approved. Don't even bother asking.
Minimize the impact on my wife.
So do I.
So how do we do that?
Well, we start by telling the truth.
Okay.
Finalmente Russell aceita cooperar. É notável a diferença de expressão corporal no início e ao longo do interrogatório.
So where is she?
Get him out.
Which town is she near? Why don't we start there?
I'm not sure if you give me a map of, that covers Calagar down to the highway and over to Tweed and south, I'll show you.
Okay, is she close to a road?
Yep.
All right. Is it something where is she buried, or is she somewhere where if you walk there you would fairly easily see her?
It's here.
Do you want any water or anything?
Sure.
Okay. Russ? You're doing the right thing here. Okay. How long has she been there for?
A little over a week
So where was she between Thursday night and Friday night?
in Tweed.
With you?
Yep.
How long was she alive for?
Almost 24 hours, not quite.
Possible, okay. What do you want to talk about?
It's pretty wide open now, eh?
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Well, do you want to work forwards or backwards?
Doesn't matter.
Why don't we start with Jessica? Did you take anything out of Marie France's house or Jessica Lloyd's house?
Yeah, some of their underwear.
Okay.
That's all.
And where is that?
It's in some boxes in the basement here in Ottawa.
Does any of the underwear in those boxes belong to anyone other than Marie France or Jessica?
Yeah, there's some from each of the other two women.
Okay.
Jim Smith consegue uma confissão completa e detalhada sobre todos os crimes de Russell.
Why do you think these things happen?
Oh.
Have you spent much time thinking about that?
About why?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know the answers. And I'm pretty sure the answers don't matter.
Well, let me ask you this: did you like or dislike these women?
I didn't know any of them.
Okay.
I had met Maddie France that one time in our airplane.
Okay. Russ, what made you decide to tell me this tonight?
Mostly to make my wife's life easier.
Is what you've told me tonight the truth?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about what you've done? Like what?
Disappointed.
Let me ask you this: if this didn't come to the point it's at right now, if for whatever reason you didn't end up on our radar, so to speak, do you think it would have happened again?
I was hoping not, but I can't answer the question.
As evidências mostraram que Russell havia invadido pelo menos 82 casas para roubar roupas íntimas de mulheres. Esse comportamento mais tarde evoluiria para agressões sexuais, estupros e assassinatos. Russell Williams foi condenado por duplo homicídio e sentenciado à prisão perpétua em 2010.
Is there anything you can think of that anybody may have misinterpreted, or anything in your history that somebody might say Russell Williams
Absolutely.
did this?
No,
Okay.
be very boring.
What's that?
It'll be very boring.
Fala galera, eu espero que vocês tenham gostado do vídeo, então já deixa aquele... E também eu espero que vocês gostaram tanto do vídeo que vocês vão compartilhar. Então galera, vamos fazer o seguinte. Eu quero que vocês respondam nos comentários essas 3 perguntas que eu vou fazer. São só 3, somente 3. Primeira pergunta, você acha que o Russell estava realmente preocupado com a sua mulher, ou ele na verdade só estava preocupado consigo mesmo? Beleza. Segunda pergunta, galera, você acha que a prisão perpétua é uma punição adequada para esse tipo de crime? E terceira pergunta, você acha que o Russell cometeria de novo esse crime se ele não fosse preso? É isso galera, deixa nos comentários aqui embaixo. BMK out!